a theory that makes sense for about 150 years, since Charles Darwin detected his color representation in 1859. He understood that what he was proposing was truly a revolutionary idea. It considered as the base of the modern biology. It was about the origin of species by the means of natural selection. In this presentation, I am going to give you some. I am going to explain the theory. I am going to give you the most important principles of the theory, and I will talk about the reliability of the theory, and finally I will give you some fixes and defects about the theory. Let me move to my first point, which is the most important principles, and they have divided it into two parts. First one is natural selection. Charles Darwin, in his book, The Origin of Species, said that the nature elect a strong entity to survive and keep on to the next generations. In other words, electing nature to species and keep its attribute to the next generation and other don't, adapting to their environment. For example, an animal cannot
Use this. Clock's still running though.
Okay, let's move to the next point, which is the common ancestor. If you want to understand the common ancestor, you have to inverse the steps of natural selection, and you will see that the species was from one creature. After you understand the theory, let's go to the reliability of the theory and how it go and conflict with other theories and sciences. Let me give you an example of a theory, which is Mendel's laws. Scott mentioned in his research that Mendel support Darwin in a point. Organisms transfer brilliant creatures to the next generation, and Darwin said that strong entities goes to the next generation. And there is a little argument there, which is Mendel said that creatures don't have to be strong to pass to the next generations. Darwin's theory also supported by other sciences, such as paleontology. Paleontology is the study of remain earlier living for organisms. For example, Lucy. Lucy is a fossil found in Africa, and according to many researchers, that she had lived for 3.3 million years, and she is age 3. According to CBC News, another fossil and more interesting one, which is Ida. It dates before 47 million years, and it has been discovered in Germany in 1983. Ida is obvious primate because it has nails in her fingers, and also it has opposable thumb and big toes. Finally, I'm going to focus on some defects and fixes on the theory. Everybody knows that there is no complete theory, and you always will find missing links and some mistakes in the theories. And I am going to giving attention of some problems that held back the qualified of Darwin's theory. Darwin's research was on organisms, and as you know, organisms live for a long duration, so he cannot study them. So he faced a problem. So if to avoid this problem, he did his research on fossil changes. And also when he did that, he faced also another point, which is that he had to travel and move on from country to another to find more and more kinds of fossils. Darwin's capability to achieve what he had achieved is incredible compared with the level of technology that he had. Patrick said in 1940s, Watson and Crick discovered the double helix for genes. It was a great invention, and it made a huge change in many fields. Through DNA, researchers found out that genes transfer from generation to another, and some don't. And that is a very supportive point for Darwin's theory. Patrick also said that the random genetical mutation occurred once in every 100 cells. The random genetical mutation is the change in DNA sequence and make genes. And when the number of the random genetical mutation cells increase, the number of errors also will increase, and that will make a different structure. And that is a part of the evolution. In conclusion, I want to remind you of what I have just said. First, I explained the most important principles of the theory, and second, I discussed the reliability and how the sciences and the theory, and some sciences and some theories go or conflict with Darwinians. And finally, I mentioned some fixes and defects for Darwin's theory. And I want to make sure that you understand Darwinians scientifically proved, and it didn't be disproved yet. Thank you for your attention.